Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon, and welcome to the January 9th, 2020 Pokemon Direct that just dropped earlier today. I'm not watching it live because, well, I'm not in the greatest mood with Pokemon, but also it was really early. It was like 7:30 for me, so I was like, it's not even, I'm not excited enough about Pokemon right now for me to get up super early and watch it. But I actually woke up and my friend was like, hey, did you see the direct? And I'm like, no. And he's like, are you going to do a video on it? And I'm like, I don't know. Is it worth it? And he's like, yeah, it's worth it. So I'll take his word for it. He did spoil one thing for me that's in here, but the rest I don't really know. I'm not too upset with him spoiling it because I would have seen it anyway when I opened up YouTube to pull up the video. So, Anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and just jump into this.
Welcome to the Pokemon Direct. I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. In today's broadcast, I'd like to touch on two topics. Let's get started with the first topic. Have a look at the following footage.
Okay, yeah, I know what this is. He already said what this was, so. It's Mystery Dungeon. I've only played the first two. Well, I played, I think it was Blue Rescue Team and Explorers of Darkness. I didn't get Sky, though. I hear it's just Darkness, but better.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX.
Oh, this looks like a remake of Red and Blue, not like a full brand new one. I like the art style for it, though. It's really cool. Yeah, that art style definitely, it fits like Mystery Dungeon. And of course, why did you bring back Megas but not bring back Megas?
Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team
It's like they can't decide if they want to keep Megas or not, and it's just so confusing. But yeah, that looks like a remake, not a full-fledged Mystery Dungeon like my friend said it was.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue Rescue Team were released for the Nintendo DS and Game Boy Advance systems in Japan.
They were cool, but I played Darkness first, and I just liked that one better.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon,
But maybe if this does well, they'll
DX
redo, they'll do like Sky
2020.
Deluxe or something. That's actually really soon, I'm
What's more,
surprised.
We'll release a demo version on Nintendo
I might
eShop
want that,
available
actually.
later today. You'll be able to carry
It's
over
been,
your save data
like I said, I only
to
played
photos
the
from
first two
purchase.
Mystery Dungeon
So
games, so
please
it's
take
been
this
a long
opportunity
time
to
since
get a
I've
sample
sat
of
down
the
and played a
fun.
Mystery Dungeon game.
Now, for the other topic,
That's hype.
I think we'll ask Game Freak to share it with you. Mr. Masuda, Mr. Omori, it's all yours.
Oh, that Eevee's cute.
Hello everyone, I'm Masuda from Game Freak.
Hello, and I'm Omori, also from Game Freak.
We hope everyone has been finding something to enjoy in the latest entries to the Pokemon series.
No, I skipped
Pokemon
it
Sword
because
and
you guys are
Pokemon
probably gonna
Shield,
make
since they released
Dinosaur
last
and
November.
Dynashield. Actually, my friend
Our goal is always to deliver
my friend said
lively
he's
new
getting it for me
adventures
for
that
like a
delight
late
Pokemon
Christmas
trainers
present, so
around the world.
I'll probably end up playing it. But I was planning to skip until
We did our
we
best
saw
to
if they
fill
were
these
doing like
titles with fun
a
activities
deluxe
so that our
version or
players could
something.
have a fulfilling experience. And the Galar region is a vast one. We suspect you've had many new discoveries and fun encounters along your adventure. We've been thinking about how much we'd like it if everyone's Pokemon adventures could go on even longer, with more to dig into and new discoveries to explore. We've been working on plans for some time, in fact. This is why we at Game Freak are now developing the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass. Downloadable expansions for the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield games that will be available for purchase from Nintendo eShop.
I guess I'd
Until
prefer.
now, we've
Yeah,
sometimes
I
released
was
new
gonna say I
titles set in
prefer
the
that
same
to
region as
releasing
previous
deluxe
games,
versions because that's just
such as
obnoxious.
Pokemon Platinum version or Pokemon
It becomes
Ultra Sun
$40
and
to
Pokemon
$60
Ultra Moon.
DLC.
This expansion pass will be different from those games. You'll be able to set out on new adventures using the save data you're already playing with.
We're in the thick of development now, but we've prepared some footage.
It's like
for you so
even
you'll be able to at
most
least
of
get a
the
feeling for what
most
those
of like
places
the
await you.
expanded versions were like maybe $20 worth of extra content anyway, so
Please have a look.
I do prefer them doing it as DLC, but I hope they aren't chopping a lot of stuff out of the main game just they can sell it to us as DLC later. New Slowpoke. Looks like more trainer customization options. I heard the male trainer customization options in this game were pitiful, and I'm so annoyed that they keep doing that. The male options are always worse than the female options. Yo, Volcarona. I love Volcarona. Okay, so we got Dynamax, or Gigantamax of the other two Kanto starters. And the regular starters. So yeah, this looks like it's all stuff that they would have put into a... what that? I did not like that Inteleon design. The Isle of Armor. Okay, yeah, so it's instead of doing Pokemon Armor, they're just doing an expansion pass for Armor, and it's got all the stuff they normally bundle into a new game. Which I prefer this approach. But again, I just hope they're not chopping off a lot of stuff that should have been in the base game to put it in this. You know? Oh, the Reggies! I like the Reggies, even if they're not very good. They were one of the coolest legendaries to encounter. And are those new forms? Just more, yeah, Garchomp. I think Garchomp wasn't in the game, and he was one of the few Pokemon I was genuinely surprised wasn't in the game. Looks like more Kanto Legend forms. I was surprised that they didn't have Garchomp because they love Garchomp. Oh, and Crown. So I guess if we had gotten new versions, it would have been Armor and Crown. Is this a new, like an event legend? Or maybe like a counterpart to the sword dogs. Yo, Zelda confirmed. Yeah, the Triforce.
What did you think of this first look? The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and the Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass will be composed of the Isle of Armor, planned to be released June 2020, and the Crown Tundra, planned to be released in fall 2020.
Yeah. I like that more than them just
Buy
releasing
the
a new
Pokemon
game in the
Sword or
fall.
Pokemon Shield
New
Expansion
game.
Pass, you'll be able to enjoy both as they're released. Each part offers a different adventure, where you'll be able to visit unseen areas of the Galar region and meet new people and Pokemon that live there. There are two versions of the expansion pass, one for Pokemon Sword and one for Pokemon Shield. Different Pokemon will appear in the different versions, and you'll also run into some different people and places. We're hoping players
so
can
sick of the
continue
split
with the
version
classic
stuff, though.
Pokemon experience of trading with one another and working together.
Now, without further ado, let's have the director himself present more information on the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Mr. Tani?
Hello, I'm Tani from Game Freak. I'm working as the director for the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass. The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra are in development as we speak. So today, we'd like to show off some designs and concept art to help introduce you to these new areas. Your adventures in Galar are getting even bigger. First, let us introduce the Isle of Armor, which focuses on the theme of growth. Take a look.
The next destination in your adventure is a giant island off the shores of the Galar region known as the Isle of Armor. This island is full of beautiful nature. You'll find beaches, bogs, forests, caves, and dunes. And of course, you'll find Pokemon that you couldn't previously find in Galar dwelling there too. There's a dojo for Pokemon battles on this island. And you'll take up an apprenticeship under the Pokemon trainer who runs it. This is Mustard,
Really?
who will become your mentor. He's also the mentor of Champion Leon, who you probably know quite well. In fact, Mustard has occupied the seat of champion himself in the past. You'll also encounter new rivals.
I
among your
guess
fellow
knowing,
apprentices. When
after
playing the
having
Pokemon
seen
Sword Expansion Pass, you'll be
the
friendly
freaking
with
guys
Cloud,
with
who's
the
a poison
sword and the
type
shield
user.
haircut, I
When
shouldn't be
playing with the
surprised
Pokemon
at
Shield
any
Expansion
of their
Pass,
character
you
design
will be
choices
training with
anymore.
Avery, who is a psychic type user. They're both training hard so they can someday have a gym and stadium to call their own. Next, we'd like to introduce the legendary Pokemon that will be central to the story. Cubfu. It's a fighting type Pokemon that strives to become stronger with single-minded
kinda
dedication.
cute.
As you progress through your training, Mustard will entrust you with this Pokemon.
Just terrible name choice.
Once you complete your training
Frickin'
together
mustard.
with Cubfu,
It's not even the
you will
best
be able
condiment.
to evolve into Urshifu.
Soy sauce.
Urshifu is a Pokemon with two distinct styles. There is Single Strike style, a fighting and dark type style that delivers a single strike at blinding speed. There is also Rapid Strike style, a fighting and water type style that focuses on unleashing a torrent of rapid strikes.
And their version exclusive.
What's more, it's been revealed that Urshifu has a Gigantamax form. Each style will have a different appearance, as well as a different G-Max move. You'll be able to evolve your Cubfu into an Urshifu in one of these two styles, Single Strike style or Rapid Strike style, during your adventure. Urshifu is a powerful Pokemon with a brand new ability, and it also has a new move for each of its two styles. Once you've completed your training, bring it with you for some online battles or official competitions. We also want to talk about Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon, final evolutions of the first three Pokemon you team up with in the Galar region. During your adventure in the Isle of Armor, these special
I don't like
partners in your teams will be able to
Any of those
You can look
Gigantamax
forward to
forms.
seeing their new forms and new G-Max moves. And as you can see here, we've got even more in the works to make sure your journey is
Earn
as
more
smooth and
experience
fun
points.
as
I already...
possible.
Isn't experience
new
already a
fashion
non-issue in this game?
And you'll even be able to obtain new looks for your bike. We hope you'll look forward to the new experiences coming in the Isle of Armor.
Next, I'd like to discuss the Crown Tundra, the second area, which has a theme of exploration. I'm going to show you the information we have at the moment.
This expansion is set in the snow-swept realm of the Crown Tundra. Take a look for yourself at the beautiful scenery of this shining, silvery landscape. As it turns out, the Isle of Armor isn't the only uncharted area waiting for you all in the Galar region. In this frigid area, with its towering winter mountains, people live in small communities that support and rely on each other. Much like on the Isle of Armor, you'll be able to find Pokemon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. Fitting right in with this area's theme of exploration, there will be plenty for you to uncover. You might find a strange temple where you least expect it, or maybe spy a mysterious giant tree growing in a place it doesn't seem to belong. A certain person will appoint you as the leader of their exploration team in the Crown Tundra.
Yo, mystery dungeon confirmed.
You can gear up for adventure, and then head out to explore blizzard-swept fields, and even deep inside Pokemon dens, which you could only previously get a glimpse of during max raid battles. Next, we'd like to introduce Calyrex, the legendary Pokemon you'll discover during your adventure. Legends say this Pokemon once ruled over a part of Galar that included the Crown Tundra. It's characterized by its graceful, regal movements. Get ready to experience a never-before-told story about the mysteries of Calyrex. The Crown Tundra will have a new form of co-op play as well. This will allow you and friends to enter and explore Pokemon dens that exist underground in the Crown Tundra. Deep inside the dens, you may see legendary Pokemon from past games Dynamaxing before your eyes. You'll be able to meet and make allies of all kinds of legendary
Ooh,
Pokemon
Dialga and
during your
Palkia!
adventures in the
Oh,
Crown
and
Tundra,
the
including
Reshiram
ones you'll be
and
able to catch
Zekrom.
through this co-op play. It also appears that some brand new legendary Pokemon are also waiting
Oh,
to
so
be
those
found somewhere in
weren't
this land.
new forms? Huh.
And combined with the Isle of Armor, dozens of new clothing items will be added. Plus, there will be new battles waiting for you to challenge once you complete your entire game, including the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. We can't go into the details of everything, but we're working on planning and developing new ways to enjoy Pokemon. Even
Give
as
us
we
something like
speak.
the Battle
The Isle
Frontier.
of Armor and the Crown Tundra areas themselves are actually two key examples of the things we're working on. Both areas are in fact seamless maps, much like the wild area you can already experience in the Galar region, where players are able to move around freely and control the camera. Of course, you'll be able to connect with other trainers and play with them too. There will be Pokemon dens as well, and you'll be able to engage in max raid battles against Pokemon that haven't previously appeared in the Galar region. There's more to see and do on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra than there was even in the wild area. We'll bring you more information about them in future news reports, so please stay tuned.
What did you think? We at Game Freak are all working hard to bring you new content, so you can spend more time having fun in the Galar region. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come.
Thank you, Mr. Tani. On the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra, you'll see some familiar Pokemon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. There will be more than 200 Pokemon species that appear in these areas, and you can add to your team, including the legendary Pokemon mentioned before.
Additionally, we'll be distributing free updates for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield that will coincide with the releases of the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These updates will allow people who don't have the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield expansion pass to obtain the Pokemon that appear on the
Okay.
Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra
That's
through other
good.
means, such as trading. Players will also be able to bring over Pokemon to their games from the cloud service.
Yeah, I want to
Pokemon
know
Home,
how much home
as long as
costs.
the Pokemon appear in the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield expansion.
That's my biggest question: is how much does home cost?
Pokemon Home is planned to
February
launch in
2020.
February 2020. We intend to release even more details before then, so please wait just
They
a
can't
little
give us
bit
any
longer.
info on that, but
Finally, we have some more news for our Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield players. Starting today, it seems like you're more likely to run into Gigantamax Colossal, Gigantamax Lapras, and Gigantamax Flapple or Gigantamax Appleton in max raid battles in the wild area. Face these powerful Pokemon with your friends. There will also be a software update going live available later today. Once you've received the update, head to Wedgehurst Station. In Pokemon Sword, you'll encounter Clara, while in Pokemon Shield, you'll run into Avery. You'll also encounter a Galarian Slowpoke that's wandered in from the Isle of Armor. You can try to catch it and add it to your team. Galarian Slowpoke can evolve into Galarian Slowbro if you use an item that can be found on the Isle of Armor. or into Galarian Slowking if you use an item that can be found in the Crown Tundra. Don't forget to check it out.
What did you think? Today, we've finally been able to show you some of what we at Game Freak are hoping to achieve going forward. We hope we've been able to get you excited for the continuing adventures waiting for you in the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Each part offers a different adventure. We'll do our best to fill it to the brim with adventures like you've never experienced before.
Whether you're just starting with Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, or you've done everything there is to do, we'll do our best to develop something that everyone can enjoy.
Stay tuned for more updates in the future. My thanks to everyone from Game Freak. The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, which contains both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra,
$30.
will be available for pre-purchase on Nintendo
Okay,
eShop
that's
later
not
today.
terrible. It's a little more than I would have hoped,
You'll also be
but
able
it
to
also
access
looks
Nintendo eShop
bigger than I
directly
was
from the
expecting,
Pokemon
so I
Sword
think that's a
and
fair
Pokemon Shield
trade-off.
menu once you install the latest update for your game. As a special purchase bonus,
that's kinda
we've
cute.
also prepared some clothing
Oh,
items
the
that can be
Eevee.
used
My friend is
starting
going to love
today.
that. He
Pokemon
adores
will
Eevee.
continue to try new things in 2020 to bring fun and joy to people around the world. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, so, real quick, just go over that. Pleasantly surprised, actually. I don't want to get too hyped, because when I got too hyped for Sword and Shield, I ended up very disappointed with what we saw afterwards leading up to it. But this looks like it fixes a lot of issues that I have, not just with Sword and Shield, but with the Pokemon games in general. I've gotten really annoyed with the definitive editions or the deluxe editions, whatever you want to call them, the third versions that they do, or ultra versions, whatever. Chopping it up and putting it into an expansion pass instead and selling it to a slightly reduced price. That's good. I do still kind of think a lot of this, probably like move tutors, that should have just been in the base game. But I like it a lot more than having to buy another version of the game and getting that for full price. So I hope they continue doing this going forward. I think that is a good change. And the expansion passes are a lot bigger looking than I had expected. Whether or not they actually will end up bigger or not remains to be seen. But if they're saying that it's going to be like 2 extra wild areas, then it's probably going to be fairly meaty. And they have like their own corresponding legends. So I think it's fair to assume that it'll be of decent size. So I'm cautiously optimistic. And of course, the big thing, they're adding in more new Pokemon. The new forms, the Dynamax or Gigantamax forms or whatever that they're adding in for the starters, and Blastoise and Venusaur is okay. Not unexpected, like I said. Those probably would have been in a third version anyway. But just adding in more Pokemon helps fix a lot of the issues I had with this game. It does look, if we're hitting, they said like 200 more, and we're already at like roughly half the Pokemon. So ending up at probably closer to like 2/4 or 3/4 or maybe 2/3 of the total deck size feels a lot better than only having half of the available Pokemon. I still do think that they should just all be in the game. And I'm still a little annoyed that most likely it's going to be mostly just so that they can have people paying for homes so that they can store all their favorites that aren't in the game. But this does feel a little better. I'm still curious to know how much home is going to cost, but hopefully we find that out soon. So overall, not perfect. It didn't fully give me everything that I would have hoped for, but it was a lot better than I expected. I'd say that was like a 9 out of 10, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. I don't know. But Also, the new Mystery Dungeon remake looks really cool. Gives me hope that we could see Explorers of Sky in the future. That would be awesome. And I really dig the art style. So overall, really solid Direct. Surprisingly so. But what did you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon signing out.